So here's the BuzzFeed list over here. So to explain the tier levels, we're going to have Watcher, Accolades Acquired, Basically Okay, Clearly Not Relevant, Damn Girl, You Live Like This, and Fucked Up. So the first person over here we're going to put here is Candace. She was part of Ladylike, but she was one of the first sort of like former BuzzFeed personalities to really leave and make her own little handy-dandy YouTube videos saying why she left BuzzFeed. However, since then, she hasn't really done much, so I'm going to put her in Clearly Not Relevant. This tier is mostly reserved for people who have, moved on from BuzzFeed, but clearly just, aren't doing much with it. So the next person here is Devin Little. She does, however, work as a producer now, so she does not have a presence of her own, but she does work on other things, so I'm just going to put her in Basically Okay. I would put her in Not Relevant, but just because she's not, relevant in the social media sphere the way some other people are, doesn't mean that she doesn't, actually have a career. So now we're going to do a little skip-de-loo to Quinta. Quinta, I don't think I actually watched any of her BuzzFeed videos, but she did get an Oscar, which is pretty cool. So that's definitely one of the first times we've really seen people go from a social media sphere to the red carpet with a decent amount of success that's not paid for or nepotism. So I'm going to put her in Accolades Acquired because she has moved on from the internet, and you know what, she's doing good. So good job, Quinta. Next, let's start with the Try Guys. I did not put these images in order, but let's see. The Try Guys did have their own BuzzFeed show, but they left BuzzFeed pretty much the second that BuzzFeed ran out of money to pay them. They have their own YouTube channel and their own sort of corporation. The thing with the Try Guys is that they've actually had the most success out of anyone as a group. As BuzzFeed, as well as after BuzzFeed. They had their own Food Network shows. They've done a lot of different things, a lot of different appearances. I will be ranking the Try Guys separately because I believe each of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. So let's begin with the best of the Try Guys, the one who tends to actually do the best, Eugene Lee Yang. Does he actually have much of a media presence? No. Does he really do anything outside of the Try Guys? No. But he does have a really killer fashion sense, so I had to bump him up to A tier. I'm sorry, I dig the velvet suits every time he goes out. Excellent fashion moments. Does he do anything with his career? No, not really. And for the next Try Guy on our list, let's see, Keith Habersberger. Since the Try Guys, he has started his own success as part of the Try Guys, but also on his own with a comedy sketch improv game, and they've been doing good. So I'm going to put him above Eugene, but below Quinta, simply because the mainstream is not caught up to the fact that Lou Burger is actually pretty goddamn funny. So for the next Try Guy on the list is Ned Fullmer. And you know what? He fucked up. He fucked up is what he did. His whole thing was about loving his wife, and so he fucked an intern. Because apparently you can't just keep it in your pants long enough to make the career work. No. And our last Try Guy is going to be Zach Kornfeld. And I'm going to put him in Damn Girl, You Live Like This. He hasn't really done too much outside of the Try Guys, and he does in fact have a pretty severe chronic pain condition that really prevents him from doing much. So I'm going to put him in Damn Girl, You Live Like This because he is a man that is suffering. And the next person we have over here is going to be Freddie. Freddie was a member of Ladylike. Since then, she has not really been doing a whole lot as far as blogging. So I'm going to put her in Clearly Not Relevant. She hasn't done anything bad, but she also hasn't done anything particularly noteworthy. So after that, I am going to go to Jen. Jen is also another member of Ladylike, and since then, her and Kristen have essentially done the Kristen and Jordan show. Um, it's kind of like two people, one skinny lesbian and one fat straight woman, testing out Trader Joe's foods. It's kind of boring, but it's not bad. It's just boring. So I'm gonna put basically okay above Devin because she actually does have a social media presence, regardless of it's just kind of basic. Here we have Joanna Bournes. She came on to BuzzFeed towards the end of the company's successful period. She hasn't really had a whole lot of videos. She did have a series of reading old diaries and other sort of like weird, wacky, but still safe for middle schoolers type videos as part of BuzzFeed. So I'm going to put her in basically okay. She's going to be at the bottom of the list. Unfortunately, she hasn't really gotten too much success in or out of BuzzFeed, but the videos she makes aren't terrible. They're just, they're basic. Next, we have Kristen. Kristen is the other half of the Kristen and Jordan show, or Jen show. For some reason, they spell it Jorn. I don't know why. She is kind of obnoxious. You can tell that she has main character syndrome every time she talks over everyone else. And she was part of Ladylike. And she was the token fat bitch in Ladylike. And, well, she has since gained a skinwalker. Her husband has transitioned into her exact lookalike. And as much as Kristen's kind of bland and annoying, I don't think she deserves to be turned into a lampshade. So I am going to put her in Damn Girl, You Live Like This, because quite frankly, I'm worried. I really hope she doesn't get Ed gained. Next, we have the last member of Ladylike here, and that is going to be Safiya Nygaard. Since leaving BuzzFeed, she has had some success, but her videos are almost exactly what you would expect from BuzzFeed. She just does it on her own. I will say that she has clearly gone out of her way to do as best as she can in terms of production value. She recently did a series of what she did in Las Vegas, which I think is pretty cool. I personally am going to be using that as a resource for a Vegas vacation. So I'm going to put her at the end of accolades acquired. She hasn't really acquired any accolades or any particular, like, huge success, but I feel like she's better than basically okay. As far as YouTubers go, I enjoy her content. It might be a little basic, but because this is my tier list and I'm putting on things I enjoy, I'm going to put her on top of Keith. So I like her content personally better than Keith, but obviously didn't get an Oscar. And for the next tier, it's just going to be Watcher. There was another guy who worked with Stephen Lim. I have no idea who the fuck this guy was. I don't have a picture of him on his own. He's just like some sarcastic, dry guy who tested food with Stephen Lim, and he was really boring, and I don't know his name. So I'm gonna put him in Damn Girl, You Live Like This. Because we don't even know your name. I couldn't find his name, and I didn't really give enough of a shit to actually go out and look for it. So I'm putting him in Damn Girl, You Live Like This, because, damn, who the fuck is this guy? Alright, now we're actually going to move on to the Watcher. So up in Watcher, we have Stephen Lim, putting him in Watcher tier. Watcher tier is my version of S tier, because even though they have not received the same, I don't want to say, like, accolades as the Try Guys, I believe that the Watcher entertainment crew kind of stands on their own in terms of creativity. With Stephen Lim, we have Food Wishes, we have, Making It at Home. And these are more like basic videos, but I feel like with their production value, it works. Like, Stephen Lim is not the creative head. His videos are very basic, very BuzzFeed tier, very easily digestible, very algorithm friendly, but the production value is good. And he seems like a wholesome young lad. So now we have the OGs, the King, those that are too good for BuzzFeed. Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara. Number 1, top tier. BuzzFeed never deserved them. YouTube doesn't deserve them. They're just fucking great. So with Shane Madej, we have the Puppet History segment, which is absolutely hilarious. It's funny, it's creative. With the two of them together, we have... I don't know if Puppet History is also Ryan Bergara. He's on it, but I don't think he's a producer of it. We have the Mystery Files. We got some ghost hunting shows. It seems that the guys from Watcher really took the type of things that they were doing with BuzzFeed, brought it onto their own platform, and their production value is good. I think they're a creative powerhouse. They don't have the same amount of eyes on them as the Try Guys, but I would absolutely put them above Try Guys because as far as like creativity, I think they do it a lot better. Try Guys always kind of feels very samey. It's like, hey, that's their whole brand, trying new things. However, with Watcher, while they initially started out with several more types of shows, I feel like they've settled into like a good rhythm of just fun, creative entertainment, and I think they do good. I would say out of all the BuzzFeed expats, Ryan Bergara, Shane Madej, and Stephen Lim, better than BuzzFeed itself, so good job. Here's the final tier list. We have Watcher tier, Accolades Acquire, Quinta, Safiya, Keith, and Eugene. Basically okay is going to be Jen, Devin, and Joanna. Then we have Clearly Not Relevant is Candace and Freddie. And Damn Girl You Live Like This is Zach, Kristen, and whoever the fuck that guy is. And the fucked up tier by himself is Ned Fullmer. And the F stands for fucked up, and it also stands for Fullmer. So that has been my BuzzFeed Refugees tier list. Thanks for watching.